Hi. So, in this tech seminar, I would like to explain the importance of UI UX and basically when we are hearing about UI UX, mostly we will be confused about what these terms are, and most of the people actually misunderstand both of these terms. Like basically they will think that UI UX is a simple common discipline which mainly deals with the fonts or the colors or all the Figma. So that's basically mostly in common developers are actually thinking about this field, and they are not actually appreciating, or they are not actually giving the importance of the UI UX in their development areas. So but I would like to give the importance and the differentiation between UI and UX. So basically UI stands for, we all know that it's called stands for user interface, and UX stands for user experience. So basically these are actually two entire different things which are working in together to give us a better user experience and user feedback. So actually this UI or user interface is a field which is dealing with the color psychology and the fonts and the shape psychology, which means which are the shapes, which are the colors, which are the fonts, which that will give the user proper kind of attention, and which will help the user to get better experience. So this UX stands for user experience. So UX is all about how did the user feel, or what did the user feel from the UI. So UI is actually the things which you are seeing in an application, and UX is actually something that which we can't see, which we can be directly seen, but only we can experience, or how the users feeling while they are using the application. Are they being frustrated, or are they being so much easy, or they being hooked up? So this is actually what a part deals with UX. So UX is actually something basically it has deal with the user experience, like the in depth in this theories, like psychological theories like nudge theory, and those kind of theories are actually a part of user experience. For example, we can portrait example of the Instagram's like feature. So when you are liking up, there will be a heart will be popped up. So actually there is no need for that animation when we are looking in that kind of UI, but actually that heart popping effect will give us a dopamine hike in our brain, and which will makes the user to get that dopamine hike, and it will help the user to stay more on that application and to give more likes to get that satisfaction for himself. So this is actually the invention or derivation of which is given by user experience. So that's how user experience plays a role in this development area. And the relation between this UI and UX is actually something interesting, because in UI also we can find out lots of psychological aspects, like as I said, like shape psychology, color psychology, and different kinds of font sizes and all this font variations and all. But the psychology which has been dealing with this user experience is somewhat different, because that has to be done, or that has been initiated in the user's brain without him knowing. So that's how basically it will work. Like if a user is using an application, basically he can see all the fonts, all the font sizes, all the colors, all the shapes in the application, but there is something which is happening without his knowing inside his brain. So that's what makes the user to be hooked up. So that's actually the importance of UX, and difference between UI UX in the technical field. And there is actually an advanced field called HCI, human computer interactions. So that's a field actually which has been, we can say, as the ancestor of this UI UX. So this HCI is actually dealing with actually three disciplines. One is for the development, design, and psychology. So the correlation of these two disciplines actually combine to form a new research field called HCA. It stands for human computer interaction. So that field is actually a research field, it's not a job. So this research field is actually what dealing with different kinds of user interface and user interaction mechanisms. Like for example, in the early 1990s, Apple has been created the first multi-gesture detecting smartphones with the touch technology. So that multiple gestures have not been used before that invention. So this multiple gestures is actually a beautiful invention by HCI, a part of HCI. So that actually now we all know that it plays actually a crucial role in our life. And other than that, now it's computer fields has been evolving so much. We are now into spatial computing, we are into brain chip computing. So all these fields are actually need to be developed, and in a very much better beautiful way, because this spatial computing is actually entirely new kind of experience. So we have to craft these beautiful design interfaces, and that actually require different kinds of psychological theories, and we have to create with different kinds of font variations, different kinds of color theories, because currently we are seeing everything on our surroundings. So all these things which you are seeing should be blended with the surroundings, and it should make the user be in a different isolated environment, so that will make the user to be distracted from the application. So it requires a lot of other kind of research and kind of findings to deal with the spatial computing. And one of the highly evolving evolving technology in this current era is about brain computer interfaces like BCI. So BCI actually is facing a great challenge, because what the other old development technologies or other or kind of computing devices, actually we can test that, or we can see what the current user is actually experiencing. But when coming to the brain computer interface, actually it's very much complicated, because we are actually directly implanting the chip inside a human's brain. So the developers or none of the engineers could